Our post-round coverage on HQ is presented by the all-new TaylorMade TP5 and 5X. Play the #1 ball for you. It is win #1 for Aaron Rai on a Sunday that saw bits of round 2 and the entirety of round 3 and round 4 play. A marathon day that could only be described as bizarre in some of what come to pass, but in the end, it's Aaron Rai, as he has done throughout his career, sticking around and finally a winner on tour. Kyle Porter and Doug Bell joining me now to offer their thoughts, and I'm sure there are many. KP, I'm just going to lead it off with you here, KP. Where do you want to begin? We saw Matt Kuchar walk off a golf course. We see Aaron Rai get his first win. We saw an eagle 2 followed by a quad, and then 2 holes later a 4-putt double. What is your mind stuck on right now after this last 2 hours?
Well, I think it's the Grazerman story, right? I think it is going to a birdie double. I mean, he was all over the place, and to me, this is emblematic of kind of what Aaron Rai's been doing for the last 3-4 months. We picked up on this around, I would say, between PGA Championship and US Open. Hey, Aaron Rai's playing really good golf. I just looked up his numbers, Joe, and he is, you know, like a top 15 guy in the last 3 months. Here's Grazerman's shot that led to a quadruple bogey there. So to me, it's Rai being consistent, but it's Grazerman completely giving this tournament away. I mean, it was very painful to watch, but also relatable. As a pretty bad amateur golfer myself, I've done the 2-8, 3-5 before, probably several times. So it was a really wild final hour, and a reminder that we never know what's going to happen as these PGA Tour events come down the stretch.
From Jump Street this week, it was all sorts of idiosyncrasies, things that we did not see. It did not have the normal paces of one of these 4 days events we love to enjoy. Doug, you've spent some time around Aaron Rai in your jaunts around tour. What can you tell us about the individual and how it's culminated to this moment? Because it did feel, at this point, a matter of when, not if.
Well, he's a journeyman. Maybe no longer will carry that tag. He's been around a long time. He's won on the DP World Tour. He's never won on the PGA Tour up until now. A year ago, I'm in LA at the Genesis Invitational. He walks out and introduces himself in a practice round to Tiger. Had never met Tiger, and Tiger wasn't sure who this guy was. Would you mind if I just walk with you? And Tiger said, sure. He walks 9 holes with Tiger, just walks with him. Peppered him with questions, and I said, wow, that's pretty cool, right? And then Aaron Rai, finally, now his game is kind of catching up. And when you think about this now, guys, the season ends, the regular season, strokes gained categories overall. When you add it all up, Scotty's 1, Xander 2, Rory 3, Aaron Rai is 4th in the strokes gained category. So this guy can flat out play. And look at that run. Kyle was talking about it. This is not a surprise. And guys, right now, he is 25th in FedEx Cup points. Remember, the top 30 make the Tour Championship. Aaron Rai is right there. He's going to be in the top 50. He's going to be in all the signature events next year. This is an incredible summer for a guy who now he's not a household name yet, but he's getting there. I think Grazerman, his collapse is a story, but the fact that Aaron Rai went bogey-free 64 in the final round, that's a big story too.
Doug Bell and Kyle Porter offering first thoughts here on a wild week here at the Wyndham. Thank you, gentlemen. The conversation always continues on the First Cut podcast. Kyle Porter, Rick Gaiman, the whole gang taking you under the ropes and into the action each and every week on tour. I cannot wait to hear what they have to say about all that transpired over this final day at the Wyndham. It was a fittingly chaotic end to the season of golf on CBS. Seen a bit of everything this year, and somehow on the final day, in the final hour, things we've never seen before. In the end, it's Aaron Rai, finally a winner on the PGA Tour. A look at your final leaderboard with Rai collecting this victory, his 89th career start, a 6-under number. Does it on a day where Max Grazerman had a 4-shot lead with just a few to play, but calamity ensued, and Rai the beneficiary. You know, the days are long, but the season is short, so one more for the road here. The great Trevor Immelman joining us with his thoughts on a marathon day. Trevor, it's great to see you, and I promise to get you on your way here, but a couple quick ones. And I do want to talk about Rai, but Grazerman is stuck on my mind right now. The word you guys kept using on the broadcast was demeanor, and it was so solid throughout the entire day, but what did you observe in the human condition from 13 on?
For Aaron Rai, he was absolutely disciplined, wasn't he? He just stayed in his little bubble, in his zone, and just kept hitting shot after shot. Really what we've seen from him throughout the summer, he's had so many consistent finishes. And then conversely with Immelman, we had the roller coaster. He was hanging through it so well around the turn, and then holds that wedge shot at 13. And you got to be thinking to yourself at this point, 4-shot lead, surely he can get it done from here. But then everything went sideways as these guys were chasing the sunset. You know, it's been such an interesting week. We finished the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round today on Sunday, and then we had that finish. Just an incredible week here at the Wyndham Championship.
Kudos to you running this race alongside all of them. As you said, bits of round 2 finished up here on day 4. It was a lot to keep track of. You guys helped us do it all, and like we said, in the end, Aaron Rai, finally that point of distinction that he's longed for in his career, and it almost seems fitting in this nature. Stick around and maybe it'll come back to you. What has Rai accomplished throughout this year? Because it has seemed to trend to this moment.
Well, really, he's such an all-round player. When you look at his stats, he's really at the top level, the highest level in all of those things. You look at strokes gained total for the whole season, the top 3 is Scheffler, Schauffele, McIlroy, and guess who's 4th? Aaron Rai. This guy is an absolute flusher of the golf ball. He's a really solid putter, and like I just touched on, he has that discipline mentally and that little bit of self-belief without being arrogant and cocky. He's a fun player to watch, and now that he has won at the highest level here on the PGA Tour, he's proved to himself just at 29 years of age that he can get it done. I think he's going to kick him on, and who knows, with that kind of discipline, with the game, with the mental approach, you know, he could contend in major championships as well.
And perhaps pull a Lucas Glover and contend next week, carry this momentum into the first playoff event as we are now on to the playoffs, Trevor. It's been such a great season, another one of golf on CBS. A pleasure to listen to you put words to it. And I'm wondering if you could put a final word to it here. It's been such a season where you have really navigated us through the full gamut of emotion. What's the emotion you're feeling right now?
Well, look, it's been fantastic, Moose. First of all, for me, it's a dream come true to be able to sit next to Jim Nantz and call the action week in and week out. It just is an absolute pleasure. I love my job. We have an incredible crew here in front and behind the camera that just hustle non-stop to bring you the action. They love the game of golf. They love the PGA Tour, and I appreciate the effort. But on the golf course, the golf that these athletes have played, and we've seen 2 historic seasons. You think about what Scheffler has done, 6 wins, and now a gold medal with winning the Masters and the Players as well in the same year. And then Xander winning 2 major championships. The playoffs are going to be fantastic. It has been an amazing season in 2024.
It certainly has, and there is no golf like golf on CBS. Trevor Immelman, one last time this season. We thank you, my friend.
Thanks, Joe. It's been great to chat to you on the weekends.
What an addition to our coverage each and every week here on CBS Sports HQ. Trevor Immelman from the tower to your room here on HQ. What a season of golf on CBS, and you know we always got something for the road. Scan that QR code right there and play the #1 ball for you with the all-new TP5 and 5X, only from TaylorMade. Scan that QR code to learn more.